for consistency. Start building it. Today, I want to talk about the frustration of the stop-start professional. That professional who once in a while loved growth, wanted clarity, wanted a sharper mind, wanted to read more, think smarter, show up confidently. So this person went ahead to buy books. If it's even you made a reading plan, you joined challenges, you did everything, but every time life got busy, every time work got stressful, every time distractions arose, every time that reading habit collapsed. You started again and again and again until one day you just said to yourself, I'll start again on Monday. And I'll start again on Monday became your national anthem. And you never ever get there. That Monday never comes. You are welcome to the Smart Reading Short Break series. I beg your pardon. It is the Smart Reading Short Break series, and I am Leslie Grace, the confidence coach. My job is to help you master confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, and of course, smart speaking. I'm excited tonight. It is a beautiful Saturday evening here from where I'm streaming from Nigeria, West Africa. And today I want to talk about the fact that you should stop praying for consistency. Stop building it. And I will show you how to actually build consistency. You're welcome to this conversation. If you know a professional struggling with their reading consistency, share this live with them. Let's get on the conversation, shall we? Are you ready? Reality check. Too many professionals are busy. Reality check. Too many professionals are busy. And I am busy have become their national anthem. In fact, it's beginning to look like I am busy is now the new reason why you cannot be consistent. And they say things like, this thing you're doing, I wish I can do it, but it's just that I'm so busy. Do you know that the people who have been able to also have consistency are busy? It has nothing to do with the business of your schedule. It has more to do with you actually building a consistent routine. And hey, hi Loveland, hi everybody. I can see it in the comment section. Hey, good evening. It's so good to be here. It's about you actually building a system of consistency, which is what I'll be sharing with you. One of the greatest challenges that professionals always talk about every time they talk about their reading struggles is, I don't know how to be consistent. I don't know how to be consistent. Many professionals are today brilliant, but they are inconsistent. And their inconsistency is making them feel like, I can't even help myself. Why am I like this? You are not struggling because you are lazy. I need you to write it down. I am not struggling because I'm lazy. So if you're in that space where it feels like you're struggling with your consistency, I want you to first of all leave the place of thinking, accepting, telling yourself this lie that is because you are lazy. Write it in the comment section. I want to say it in the comment section. I am not struggling with my reading because I am lazy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not struggling because you are lazy. Now, having established that, the truth is that you're not struggling because you are lazy. You're not struggling because you lack desire. No. You're not struggling because you lack a system. Yes. So rephrase that. You are struggling because you lack a system. Let me give you a quick reality check. And yes, like I said in the comment section, I am not struggling with my reading because I'm lazy. No, that's not even it. That's not even it. Inconsistency doesn't disappear. Yeah, I need that to sink in. With inconsistency, what you should do ideally is a remove and replace principle. Inconsistency doesn't disappear. No, it can never. If you've been inconsistent with your reading for months, days, years, let me tell you, it can never disappear. The only way to chase inconsistency away is to develop a system. Hi, Fast Buzz News. Hello, so good to have you here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You will love it here. We go live Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m., Saturdays at 7 p.m. West African time, sharing everything about confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. I am Leslie Grace, the confidence coach, and I'm streaming from Nigeria, West Africa. I'm the founder of the Smart Speakers Academy, this channel that you are on. Thank you for joining in. Let me know in the comment section where are you joining in from. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You will love it being here. All right, let's continue. The truth is that inconsistency never disappears. The only way to deal with inconsistency is to do a remove and replace. So if you want to take inconsistency away, you replace it with something. You replace it with a system. You replace it with a system. Hello, Clay for Kids. Hi, so good to see you here. Hello. You replace inconsistency with a system because it never disappears. Now, the truth is that what you refuse to structure will continue to sabotage you. What you refuse to structure will continue to sabotage you. You keep on, because you lack a structure, there'll just be this sabotage going on. Because the truth is, the way out is to build a structure so it doesn't sabotage you. For kids, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining me today. Now, I want to explain something to you. There's actually the science behind why consistency fails. And I want to talk about it. It means that your inconsistency, that's why I said from the beginning, I said, write this to yourself, that you are not inconsistent because you are lazy. No. Now, inconsistency is not a character problem. It's actually a brain problem. This is going to be a hard truth that will be hitting you in some kind of way today. To be hitting you some way that you've never heard it before. You just be like, what's she saying? Your inconsistency is not a character problem. Inconsistency is a brain problem. Listen, I'm the confidence coach, right? And this is my job. My job is to help you master confidence madness through smart reading. So everything about smart reading, I've done the job for you. Through smart thinking, through smart speaking. So I'll be giving you some hardcore truth that you have not heard before. Hey Ramis, hi, I can see you in the comment section. So good to have you here. Welcome in here today. Now, the truth is, like I said, inconsistency is not a character problem. Let me explain. Your brain follows rules. Write it down. Your brain follows rules. What your brain wants is rules that we can follow. Now, here are some rules that you need to pay attention to. Number one, your brain does not respond to motivation. No. Your brain does not respond to motivation. That is rule number one. So what does your brain respond to? Your brain responds to repetition, not motivation. So that's why if you go and take one course somewhere, or somebody tells you just motivate you and say, read, go ahead and read a book, that will not really work with your brain. What your brain follows is, how do I create a system to repeatedly read? How do I build my reading into a repetition kind of thing, not a motivation kind of thing? And the thing is, if you don't build a repetition for something, it will fall to motivation. And your brain does not work with motivation. Motivation is emotional. It's an emotional spike. Your brain loves routine. It thrives on routine, not inspiration. That's why you can be excited to read today and drop the habit tomorrow. Your brain, the excitement died like yesterday. Because your brain does not work with that. That's emotional. Your brain works with a repetition. The prefrontal cortex, which is actually the discipline center of your brain, gets tired quickly. So what happens is that you now have to read. If you rely on feeling motivated, your brain quits the moment stress comes in. And of course, there's nothing you want to build a system in or with or by that stress will not come in. So that's rule number one. Rule number one, understand that your brain does not respond to motivation. Your brain responds to repetition. Rule number two, your brain defaults to the easiest action. You know what we call the path of least resistance. The path that is not hard. So going on Instagram for 10 minutes is not hard. It's so easy. Before you know it, 10 minutes is blown away. But your brain defaults to that path because it's the easiest action. So it prefers what is familiar, not what is important. And because they did not attach reading as a lifestyle for us as busy professionals, they did not teach us that reading is an adult routine. Our brain did not link reading as something as that will be familiar with us for life. It only linked it as a familiar habit for college students, teenagers, primary school students. So it's not familiar to our brain. But your brain defaults to the easiest action. It prefers what is familiar. Going on Instagram every morning is the familiar thing you're used to. So even though reading is important, your brain defaults to the familiar. If scrolling is familiar, that's what your brain will do. Because reading is not. Your brain will always choose scrolling. You see, habits follow neural pathways. So there's nothing like this person is just wired to be a very disciplined person. We all have the same kind of brain. Interestingly, we all have the same kind of brain. Habits follow neural pathways. The path that has been repeated the most becomes default. So you know when you say something like, it's my default to just go on social media, I can't help it, my phone is just What is happening is that the path that has been repeated becomes default. So if you've repeated for the whole of this year, you've not done one exercise. So when you wake up in the morning, you just bathe and then go to work, you don't do exercise. If you begin exercise 3-4 days, by the 5th day, you struggle to leave your bed. It's not your default. But guess what? If you push yourself out of the bed that 5th day, 6th day, 7th day, 8th day, 90th day, when you wake up, even when you have a banging headache, your brain will tell you that just do this exercise, you'll feel better. Because your brain defaults to what is repeatedly done. Now, this is why inconsistency feels automatic for you. Think about it. You have actually built a default setting of inconsistency. You have built a default of not finishing what you start. It's a default. Because your old habits are stronger than your new intentions. Write it down. Old habits are stronger than new intentions. That's why I don't understand what New Year, New Life is. What exactly is that? What exactly is New Year, New Life? New what exactly? New Year resolutions are what, please? New Year resolutions are new intentions? Well, newsflash. Your brain doesn't work with new intentions. Your brain sticks to the path that is default. Old habits, the one is familiar with, the one is very consistent with. Write it down. The brain has been your brain is wired to go through the path of inconsistency if you have repeatedly been inconsistent in things you do. If you're someone who was inconsistent in reading even when you're in primary school, secondary school, know that you are so your new intentions are not going to be strong enough if you do not build a system that will be strong enough to beat your old habits. Because old habits are stronger than new intentions. So that's why you struggle with consistency, number 2, right? Number 3 is that without a trigger, your brain cannot remember to read. You see, this one is the basic reason you're inconsistent in your reading. The number 1 reason. Without a trigger, your brain cannot remember to read. Without a trigger. See, your brain remembers actions that are attached to cues. It was James Clear in Atomic Habits that talked about all of this. Your brain remembers actions that are attached to cues. So if you want to do more exercise, maybe you want to say, wake up, exercise, pray. So your brain just knows, okay, once I wake up, I go down, I do my exercise, and then I go for prayers. So it's linked up, right? For instance, if you always brush before bathing, you see that by default, you can't bathe before brushing. Somehow you would just do it. If you have practiced wake up, check phone, that's a trigger. So the moment you wake up, the trigger your brain sends is that, okay, wake up, it's check phone time. After eating, open Instagram. The moment you finish a meal, after eating snack, the moment you finish a meal, your body will start, it's as if your body is shaking if you don't take that snack. You have built a trigger so your brain can remember that action. If you don't build a trigger, the reason you're struggling with your reading is that you have not built a trigger. What is your trigger? What's your trigger? What is your trigger? You know, there's a book I wrote. I wrote the book, The Fast Flow Focus Kit. How to build focus and fast flow when you are reading, right? And one of the things I talked about there is this trigger system. And I said there must be a place that triggers reading for you in your home or in your life. If it's your car, once you do that, once you get into the car, your brain will say reading time. So for me, my trigger is once I get into, there's a particular place I read. Once I get in there, my brain just triggers it. For me, I've also tried to do a trigger of if I'm waiting for someone, then I'm triggered to read. So it's a trigger built. So the question is, most people, the truth is, most people expect reading to happen randomly. No. So they don't have a cue. No. The brain doesn't work that way. Let me say this, and I need you to write it down in the comment section. No trigger equals no habit. Write it down. No trigger equals no habit. No trigger equals no habit. If you do not set up a trigger for your habit, you cannot. That habit cannot be built. No trigger equals no habit. Write it down. I'm showing you why the inconsistency keeps happening. There are rules that your brain follows when it comes to consistency. Number one rule is that your brain does not respond to motivation. Your brain responds to repetition. The second rule is that your brain defaults to the easiest action. Because your brain prefers the familiar, not important. So you have to do that reading until it becomes familiar to your brain. Then your brain will default to it because you made it easy, you made it familiar. Then number three, I said, without a trigger, your brain cannot remember to read. You must set a reading trigger. For me, is when I walk into my reading study, I sit and I start. So my trigger is read Bible, read book. The moment I'm done with my study, my prayer in the morning, next thing is reading my book. So that's it. It's an automated system. It's a trigger. And then for me, I have a checklist before I sleep. So if for any reason I miss it in the morning, then it's something I must do before I go to bed. So part of my triggers before I go to bed is, what have I checked my routines for the day? Have I checked the boxes? Okay, I haven't. So what happened? Did I miss it in the morning? Did I have a toddler I had to deal with in the morning because I'm a toddler mom? Yeah. Did I have some parenting needs or marriage needs or whatever need that kind of altered my morning that day? Of course, because every day isn't the same, right? Let's be true to ourselves. Every day wouldn't be 100%. 100 same way all the time, right? So there are days that something may be altered, but the truth is, without a trigger, no trigger, no habit. If you're listening to me, I need you to write a trigger for yourself. What's your trigger for reading? Do you know that on my journey to picking back my reading habit, one of the things I did was to tell myself, no social media binging until I'm done reading. So instead, I put social media as the thing I will look at after reading, when I'm done with my reading for the day. So that way, I gradually started making social media binging an unfamiliar path for me. Because your brain doesn't remember the unfamiliar. Rule number four, stress overrides discipline. I know you're not asking me, but I'm stressed. So that's why I can't even be disciplined. Calm down. We're having a conversation. Calm down. Stress overrides discipline. Listen, when you are stressed, tired, or overwhelmed, your brain shuts down the discipline center in your brain, and then it activates survival mode. Now, the thing is, even if you want to read at that moment, your brain redirects you to comfort. Comfort like your phone, comfort like food, comfort like sleep, comfort like chatter and gist with your friend. Now, this is why inconsistent people read when things are calm, and they abandon reading when life gets busy. No, you can't do that. What you should do is actually to create a trigger cue system so that your brain does the reading even before the business of the day can even swallow it up. When you made it a habit, no business can swallow it up. So understand that your brain runs away from the harder task when there's business. That's why every time, now the year is about to begin, you see most professionals will start, 2026, 12 books minimum. 1 book, 1 month minimum. I'm doing this minimum. They start in January, start in February. By the time the business of March begins, in fact, from Valentine breeze in February, they are gone. Because you get busy. And when you get busy, your brain wants to do the easier thing. Because you're already busy, you're tired, you're stressed. So your brain is looking for comfort, for your phone, for sleep, for food, for chit-chat with friends. So you are not going to be that person who will leave your reading to when you're free. You are never. This is what I say to book bingers in our inner circle program, the book bingers, but I always say you are never going to get less busy. So the earlier you understand that your brain works with trigger and habit, no trigger, no habit, the better for you. Number 5, the reason you are struggling with your consistency is because your brain needs a system to stay consistent. So what happens is that your brain loves predictability. If you're just joining us at this point, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you for joining in here today. We go live Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. West African time, and on Saturdays like this, 7 p.m. West African time, to share with you everything about confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. You are welcome here. Your brain needs a system to stay consistent. See, your brain loves and thrives on predictability. That thing you do, that after hearing maybe things like this, and you now pick up your book, and then you leave it after some weeks, and maybe someone says something about reading, you now go and pick up one book that you bought one time, Psychology with Money, and you say, I think I'm struggling with money because, I think I struggled with money this year, because you now go and pick up the book and then you read. You see that unpredictability you're doing to your brain, right? It's actually working against your brain. Your brain loves predictability. When you give your brain a daily structure, it relaxes and follows. That stress that you think happens to you cannot happen to you when you give your brain predictability, when you give your brain daily structure that can make it relax and just follow through a laid out system. When you leave everything to chance, it panics. You get stressed out. You get busy. So busy that you now default to the old habits. So how can you now build consistency? Understanding these 5 rules I just mentioned now. I've given you the 5 rules why your brain is struggling with consistency when it comes to your reading. Is number 1, your brain does not respond to motivation. It responds to repetition. Number 2, your brain defaults to the easiest action because it prefers what is familiar, not what is important. Number 3, without a trigger, your brain cannot remember to read. No trigger, no habit. Number 4, stress overrides discipline. So what you should do is to build a system that can strive even with stress. Number 5, your brain needs a system to stay consistent. So how do you build that system that can make it stay consistent? Let's talk about it. A system will have 4 main things. I need you to write it for me in the comment section. A system for daily reading, a system to be able to work on your reading habit, finish those books that are on your bookshelf, achieve your reading goals, will need at least 4 major things. Number 1, it will need same cue. Remember I said no trigger, no habit. Your brain will need the same trigger every time. So for me, my trigger is morning devotion, read your book. After my personal morning devotion, read my book. That's my cue. So once I sit on that chair and I start, I know that this is my time. This is me time. And I was reading the story of Phil Knight, the founder of Nike shoes. And he said something. He said that he reveres his shoe factory so much. About that, please. Can I be seen and heard though? Can I be seen and heard? That he takes off his shoes to be able to get into his library. He doesn't put on, I mean, the founder of Nike shoes doesn't put on shoes to get into his library. And he says all of the productions and amazing things we're doing as a shoe factory in Nike is, his name is Phil Knight, is tied to this reading. Okay? So, same cue, same cue, same cue, same cue. What is your cue for your reading? Somebody put that for me in the comment section. What's your cue? What's the thing that reminds you? Have you put a cue now? What is the cue that you send to your brain to tell your brain it is reading time? So that's how to build a system. Number one, it is same cue. Same cue. For me, I've told you my cue, my morning prayers, my personal morning devotion. The next thing is reading. What is your cue? Let me see it in the comment section before I give you the 3 other ways to build a system for reading daily. This is how you build consistency. This is how you build consistency. Hey Sonu, so good to have you here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I love it that you're here today. We go live Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. West African time, Saturdays at 7 p.m. West African time, doing everything about confidence, smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, and of course, smart speaking. I love it that you're here. Welcome in here. Have you hit the subscribe button? Thank you. All right. What is your cue? Write it for me in the comment section. What is your cue for your reading? Number 2, same time. If you can see and hear what I'm saying now, decide for me a time for your reading. And please don't decide 1 hour. If you can't remember when last you finished the book, decide 10 minutes. Decide 5 minutes. Decide commute time. You know what commute time is? If you live abroad and maybe you have to take a train or wherever you live in, if you have to take a ride to your workplace or school area, and then you know that on that ride, okay, read before bed every night. Thank you. That's almost cue. Great. Let me see more cues in the comment section. What are your cues? If you have to go by a ride or something, that can be your same time of reading. I mean, some book being just said to me, I read during my train time. When I'm on the train, on my way to work, that is my reading time. But you must decide your reading time. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, good. Awesome. Great. Number 3, same routine. So number 1, I said same cue. Number 2, I said same time. Number 3, I said same routine. If you want to build a steady, systemized reading habit, then these 3 things must be in place. I'll give you number 4 shortly. All right? Same routine. So your routine would have to look like, okay, exercise, pray, read, work time. Same routine. Or for the person who said read before bedtime, please don't read on your bed though. Reading on your bed, you may sleep off. So if you want to read before bedtime, after your routine may be bedtime stories with my kids, bedtime gist, or nighttime gist with my spouse, have a bath, get on my reading table, read for 10 minutes, and then go for bedtime. My own bedtime, right? Maybe that wants to be your routine, but you must have same routine that you go by. If you do not have a same routine for your reading, you will be struggling with your reading. Number 4, repeated daily. This is how consistency is built. That's why I said it is more important than you actually do it for 5-10 minutes daily than you look for 1 hour over the weekend, or you look for 10 hours over the holidays. You cannot build it. You keep praying for your reading habit, you'll not be able to build it. Stop praying for your reading habit or your reading struggles. Build it. Build it. Build it. That is why people keep saying, I don't know why my consistency fails. Your consistency is not spiritual. Let me see this loud and clear. Your consistency is not spiritual. Your consistency is not emotional. No. Your consistency is not even a lack of desire. No. Your consistency is not even a lack of intelligence. No. Your consistency is a result of no triggers for your reading, no routine for your reading, no protected time for your reading, stress interrupting your habits because they are not structured, motivation with no structure, old habits stronger than new ones, a lack of a community to actually foster a reading structure. If you can see yourself in any of this, put in the comment section for me BBB, and you get access to our signature Inner Circle program, the Book Bingers booth, where busy professionals like you do a book a week, because we help them build what we call smart reading, speed reading plus system for daily practice. Now, if you don't understand this I just shared with you, you will keep praying for consistency instead of engineering it. I need you to write it down. Consistency is engineered, it's not prayed for. In our Inner Circle program, the book we just wrote, this is how we say it. A day without reading is a wasted day. It's a day wasted. And I say this unapologetically because guess what? These are the kind of phrases you hear in our Inner Circle program. These are the kind of truth. Because every day for 365, 366 days a year, you get what we call a book poster. And it's never more than 5 minutes. Never. Because I know the people who are dealing with, they're busy professionals. And I mean, we need more time to read. So I'm not going to be boring you with over 5 minutes book posters just daily. However, one of the things you get to hear every single day is that a day without reading is a wasted day. Why is a day without reading a wasted day? Because the truth is, you have just missed out on an opportunity to build and foster the consistency you're looking for. And as opposed to sitting down to actually engineer the consistency, you want to pray for it. Stop praying for what God already gave you power to build. That's why the conversation for today said, stop praying for consistency, build it. You have the power to build it. Go ahead and build it. If you don't intentionally build a reading rhythm, your brain will default to distraction. Your brain will default to, I am too busy to read. The consistency your brain will understand is that you are actually able to build it. Because you don't rise by inspiration. You rise by installation. Write it down. You don't rise by inspiration. You rise by installation. You rise by installation. I want to paint this picture for you. Imagine two professionals. Let's say if even you desire mental growth, and there's another professional by your side who desires mental growth. And all of you this December, you go and buy books for yourself because you love learning, because you've been praying for discipline. But guess what? Professional A, which will be you keep quitting halfway through books. But you see professional B. Professional B gets to, yes, thank you. I can see in the comment section, we don't rise by inspiration, we fall by installation. Installation. Professional B continues his journey. Finish the book every week. Why? Because professional A depends on motivation. Professional B depends on the system. He'd been hearing about the book we just wrote. He got into the book we just wrote. He started his journey, and you see both of them will be different. Why? Because one person prayed, the other person structured. Before you know it, in meetings, professional B that build a structure will be able to be, before you know, he becomes the go-to voice in meetings. His confidence begins to explode. He begins to think faster. He begins to speak smarter. He begins to earn more trust. Systems always win. Systems always win. Your habits are not built in the spirit. They are built in the schedule. Hey, write it down. Your habits are not built in the spirit. Your habits are built in the schedule. Your habits are built in the schedule. What's your schedule like? You want to build a habit of reading daily. What is your schedule? You can't build it in the spirit. You can't bring that schedule to reality. You structure it. Structure it. How do you structure it? Number one, you can decide to say, okay, 10 to 15 minutes daily. Instead of waiting for 1 2-hour emotional marathon that you do in December that will not even come to pass. Number two, do a trigger method for your reading. Attach reading to an existing habit, like morning tea or lunch break. Number three, do an identity anchoring. See, one of the bad things they did to us growing up is that the identity they gave us about reading is that they told us, oh, there's a guy that let me not go there. They told us growing up that the identity, a reader is somebody who is reading to pass exams in school. That's what they told us. We have an identity anchoring problem as busy professionals when it comes to reading. They didn't tell us that we should read for the exams of life. Do you know the kind of exam it is to parent every day? Hold on. A child you don't know from nowhere. the creator of that child gave you a destiny of 120 years, of which you are not going to be there throughout that life. You have only 18 years. You have only a short number of time to influence that space. Let me not even call it 18 years. A 7-year gap to influence that space forever. Because it is what you do in that 7 years that determines how it will end. And nobody told you that for this kind of exam, that is harder than your MBBS exam, that is harder than your PhD exam, nobody told you that you need to read to pass. Like, how are you going to do it? How? If you read to pass PhD, how about this exam? Do you know the child? Do you know that you could be carrying an Elon Musk and you are thinking you don't need to read? So how will he read and finish encyclopedia at age 13? Do you know that Elon Musk finished encyclopedia at 13? How did he do it? There was a system that made it do it. There was a system. But nobody told us that for delicate exams, one of the most difficult exams on earth to write is the exam of parenting. This kind of exam, and we don't want to read for it. Stop saying I'm trying to read more. Start saying I am a reader. Start saying I'm a reader. Start saying I am a reader. Start saying I am a reader. Number 4, the daily dose principle. Small daily intellectual nourishment beats once a week mental overload. Daily. Number 5, the performance loop. Read, think, speak, repeat. Read, think, speak, repeat. So if you run this kind of a routine, you'll be able to read more. Hello, King Face. Hi, Kuma. So good to have you here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you for joining in. Let me say this, and I'm ending in a few minutes, right? Your brain trusts patterns, not promises. Your brain trusts patterns, not promises. Patterns over promises. Patterns over promises. You need to keep anchoring to yourself and making yourself that promise. I'm a reader, but then build a more solid thing that can work, which is a pattern. A pattern. A pattern. Your identity controls your habits. That's why I say you need to start saying I'm a reader. Because who you say you are is who you become. I am that I am. Stop saying I'm too busy to read. Stop saying I'm a reader. I'm a reader. I'm a book pager. One of the things that helped me to come back to reading after living it for years was that I had to build an identity. I am a book pager. And guess what? It is an identity that builds a habit. And it is the habit that controls your intelligence. It is your intelligence that controls your influence. Once you build a reading identity, stress cannot break it. Busyness cannot interrupt it. Feelings cannot sabotage it. When you join the Book Bingers Booth, one of the things we do to you is to give you an identity. We help you build an identity of a book binger. When you become this person, that's how I've seen doctors, nurses, busy people in the UK do a book a week because they have built an identity. That's what builds the habit. That's what builds the intelligence. That's what builds the influence. Your brain protects an identity that you choose to align with. Your brain protects an identity that you choose to align with. Your next level is not waiting for motivation. It's waiting for structure. Your next level is not waiting for identity. It's waiting for structure. It's not waiting for motivation, I beg your pardon. It's waiting for structure. It's waiting for structure. It's waiting for structure. If you are looking for that structure, join the Book Bingers Booth. It's not a thing to think with. By the time this year is over, you can't join in. By the time we get to December 20th, the door gets shut. That means you have to wait till 2027 to join us. And I know you don't want that. So join in right now. Just comment BBB under this video and you get access to the Book Bingers Booth. It's simple. Nothing much, nothing hard, okay? You get access to the Book Bingers Booth where we help busy professionals like you master confidence madness, of course, through reading, right? So you as a busy professional, you get to read a book a week all year round. Your book of choice at your time. We give you the speed reading, we give you the strategy for daily practice, and boom, 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 we just take it up from there. Thank you so much for joining in today. Today's not going to be a long one. Of course, it's just Saturday evening, and I know that it's family time all over the world, so you can go back to what it is that you were doing. But inside the Book Bingers Booth, consistency is not a prayer point for us. It is a system that we have built. Books are not for someday. Books are not for when you feel inspired. Books are how you build your mental stamina that makes you trusted, respected, and intelligent as a professional. Thank you so much for having me today. I will see you on Monday at 1 p.m. West African time. This is The Smart World.